personas a diario sueñan con hacerse multimillonarias, pero muy pocas toman la acción. ¿Por qué no toman esta acción? Porque creen que esto es algo imposible, que alcanzar el sueño americano es completamente imposible, que mudarte de un país a otro es algo irreal. Pero quiero contarles hoy que por eso mismo comencé este podcast. Yo era una persona que no creía en mi propio poder, no creía que era posible llegar a alcanzar la libertad financiera y por eso hoy en día voy a comenzar un podcast entrevistando a personas sumamente exitosas, gente que ya han llegado a lograr la libertad financiera y gente que lo hizo siendo inmigrantes en los Estados Unidos o ha tenido padres inmigrantes. Así que sin más que decir, les presento a todos a Calvin Becerra. Calvin Becerra es una persona que logró la libertad financiera en los Estados Unidos. Viene de padres inmigrantes, padres latinos. Así que Calvin, muchísimas gracias por estar en este podcast.
Thanks, Christina. I'm excited to be here with you today. And we did not plan our outfits today, but we came matching. So success, they always say, leaves clues. So here's your first clue here, right? So we're always dressed for success. So I'm excited to be here with you, Kriss. Just as I guess impressed you are with me to have you on your podcast, I'm just as impressed with you as an entrepreneur. So I'm excited to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bueno, Calvin, ¿qué fue lo que te impulsó a salir de la situación en la que estabas? Porque yo sé que vos venís de orígenes de una familia muy humilde, una familia muy trabajadora. ¿Qué fue lo que te impulsó específicamente a salir de donde estabas y querer aspirar a más? Porque muchísima gente en tu situación, yo lo que siento es que se nublan, se bloquean y piensan que salir de donde están es algo completamente imposible. Entonces me gustaría que me cuentes qué fue lo que te impulsó a querer más.
All right, Kriss, that's a great question. I think most people use where they come from as their excuse on why they can't be successful. And instead, myself personally, my family, my brother, my sister, we flipped that script. We thought differently. Because of where we come from, we have the opportunity to earn everything. And I think that, my family in particular, I come from a Mexican family where my grandparents are from Mexico. My family's from Jalisco. We're first and second generation Mexican Americans here in the United States, right? So when I was born, and growing up, I wasn't at a mid-level or a high level. I was at a low level. We were very, very poor growing up. And I think that when people start from nothing, they have more to gain. Do you get it? Rather than most people who are born into a rich family and they have all much that's expected. So there's a lot of pressure on them. I really feel like the less you have when you come into this world, the more you have to get. And for me, I had nothing to lose. I wasn't as scared of losing a lifestyle or losing an income level as a family because we started from zero. So the only way from there was up. And, as a young kid, my brother and I just wanted to help our mom pay the bills. She was always stressed. We grew up with a single mom. Our parents were divorced. My father lived in Southern California, in Los Angeles. We grew up in Northern California in the Bay Area, and we grew up very, very poor. At an early age, my brother and I, we just started working in the neighborhoods, knocking on doors, washing cars, doing yard work, doing errands for people, accepting any amount of money so we could take it home to our mom to pay the bills. And at an early age, we developed something that most kids don't have today. It's called a work ethic, because most kids don't grow up anymore with chores. Most kids don't have any responsibilities. Most kids, their parents just do everything for them, and they don't teach them anything. And for me, I didn't have that. We had to go out and get whatever we needed. And me and my brother worked hard for it. And we developed this work ethic as 8-year-old little boys that would take us through the rest of our life, right? I can honestly say I've been working hard since I was 8 years old. I have friends that started working hard when they were 28 years old. So they're a lot lower than I am, I guess, in the spectrum of success in life. And that carried me through my teenage years when I was in high school. My brother and I, my twin brother Brandon and I, paid our way to go to an all-boys private high school, Catholic high school. We worked 3 jobs a day. We were janitors in the morning. We'd go to school. We worked at a gas station after school and a restaurant at night. And every 2 weeks when we got our paychecks, we'd go give them to our school to pay our tuition. And we paid for 4 years of high school doing that. Work ethic. We're developing this muscle called work ethic where we weren't afraid of hard work. We knew what hard work can bring to a family. We knew what hard work could give to somebody. And for us, it was an incredible education. And because we worked so hard and because we had to pay for our school, we took that seriously. We treated it like our business. We got the best grades in school. We were the best athletes in our class. And because of that, we received full paid scholarships to go to college. So we got $250,000 educations paid for. So we learned again what hard work can give to somebody. It earned us our entire university degree paid for. And we graduated from the university at the top of our class with this work ethic that continued through college because we worked every job you can think of. Valet parked cars. I scooped up dog poop at dog shows, okay, American Kennel Club dog shows. I dressed up as Tony the Tiger in a big hot cereal, you know, that tiger from Frosted Flakes.
Wow.
And I stood in front of the grocery store and handed out coupons for cereal. I did everything. I sorted mail at the U.S. Census Bureau, at the post office. I did everything through college just to earn money. And when I graduated, I wanted to get into a career. And no one in my family ever gave me a really good example growing up with a career. Everyone just had a job or they lost their job. And I wanted to get involved in real estate because people, I thought, made a lot of money, even though no one in my family ever owned a home. But I went to an office and I asked for a job, and somebody gave me a job. They gave me a chance, but I had no leads. I was on my own. And all I did was sit in that office all day and listen to people on the phones, listen to how they spoke to people on the phones, listen to how they got deals, listen to how they lost deals, and then got them back again. And I learned. And within 3 years, I became the first millionaire in my family in my early 20s. And then I believed that, damn, this business thing is easy. But the reality is what I didn't understand at that age that I do now was that work ethic brought me there. I was working on that my whole life. I'd been working on becoming a millionaire for all those years, right? And I had all this experience that I didn't realize I had as a 23-year-old, because my other friends who were 23 were not even close to where I was income-wise or mentality-wise. And that made me believe that I can do anything that I believe in. Any business opportunity that comes into my hand, as long as other people are successful and I can learn from them, I can be successful. And since that time, I've grown 3 or 4 other businesses into the multi-million-dollar ranges. Now I'm here sitting with you.
Wow, una historia impresionante. ¿Y cómo hiciste para desde tan pequeña edad no tenerle miedo al rechazo? O no tener miedo a salir a vender, porque mucha gente se limita en el sentido que tengo miedo a esto, que tengo que vergüenza. ¿Cómo hiciste para justamente volverte inmune al miedo?
You really overcome fear and rejection by going out and getting rejected. That's the truth, right? Everybody's scared until they try, and it's scary even at that time, and then they try again, and it's scary again, and they try again, and eventually they become immune to it. That's not scary anymore. Like, your body doesn't respond the same way. You have to force yourself in those situations, those high pressure situations, so you can get over that fear, and it becomes something that is your norm now. It becomes a habit now. It's repetition over and over and over again. It's like when a pro athlete, you ask, how'd you become a pro athlete? His one answer is practice, right? I guarantee you the first day of practice, that athlete, that guy was scared, or that woman was scared, okay? The second day they were scared. The first year they hadn't perfected anything. They were still didn't believe as much in themselves. They still had things that they needed to work on. They still always worried about all their weaknesses. But the more they showed up, the more they practiced, the better they got, until they became a professional at it, And really that takes hours and hours of experience, but you just had to face the rejection, face the fear. When I was 8 years old, knocking on doors, strangers asking if I can wash their car, if I can do the yard work. You can't understand the fear that went through my body before they opened the door. What they were going to say to me. They're going to tell me to get off their doorstep. Get out of here, kid. And it was just, the more doors I knocked on, the easier it got for me. And that's what it is. And fear, the acronym FEAR, F-E-A-R, really stands for false evidence appearing as reality, right? Most of the things we're scared of will never, ever happen that way. Anyways, what we're thinking is going to happen never happens like that anyways. It's a natural feeling we get in our body because we're supposed to feel that way. But the success is on the other side of that. So you just have to keep facing it and facing it and facing it until you break through the wall. And now what you were scared about becomes your new norm. And now people look at you for being successful in that area, and they want to learn how you did it. And you're just saying, hey, I faced everything you're afraid of, and I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. Now I'm not afraid anymore. Yeah.
¿A qué edad te ganaste tu primer $1,000,000?
I was 23. 23 years old, yep.
Wow, y tan jovencito. ¿Y cómo manejaste ese dinero a los 23 años? Porque muchas personas, especialmente jóvenes, cuando empiezan a ganar una cantidad tan grande de dinero, empiezan a malgastarlo. ¿Cómo hiciste tú? ¿Tú también tuviste esa época que le malgastaste, o tú eres una persona más controlada? ¿Y qué consejo le podrías dar a un joven?
That's the first step in becoming a millionaire. You spend it on stupid shit, right? As a 23-year-old growing up with nothing, right? Imagine the things I wanted to buy. No one told me save your money, right? No one told me to invest it in this. All the things we know, what people need to do now that me and you teach to people every single day. I didn't know that as a 23-year-old. I wish I had you as a friend when I was 23 who can tell me, put your money here, put your money there, watch your money grow. Because my money, I wouldn't be doing anything today. My money would be making me money every day, and that would be my only business. Okay, but no, what did I do as a 23-year-old? Well, first of all, you got to think of who was around me at 23. Other 23-year-olds. What are they doing? They're not working hard like me. They're going partying tonight. They're going to the club. They're traveling, doing whatever. So that's what I was doing. I was going out, hanging out with my friends. I was paying for all the bottles. I was paying for all the tables. My friends weren't really my friends. They were there because I had all the money, you know? And yeah, I also didn't know anything about investments, stocks. I didn't know anything about life insurance. I didn't know anything about all the stuff that we know now. I invested my money in the only thing I knew, which was real estate. And I invested in real estate, which is a great investment, but it was at the wrong time because everything is about timing. I put my money into the market when it was at the very, very top, right before it crashed. So I bought 8 homes. I invested in all these houses. I had this real estate portfolio. All these people renting my homes. So I had this rental income. But then, within 3 years, it all crashed. Right, my real estate portfolio crashed. The values of the homes were less than half of what I paid for them. Right, so I learned a big lesson through that. But again, back to your question, at 23 years old, earning my first million, that was really trying to see what I can do with the million. It was really, I call it tuition, right? I lost $1 million after I made it, and that taught me how not to lose $1 million again, because I remade millions of dollars over and over and over again. And each time I learned new things. With each investment, I learned new things. With each risk, I learned new things, right? That wasn't the first time I ever lost money. I've lost a lot of money in my lifetime in order to learn how to make a lot more.
No, es que hay un dicho muy popular que dice, los millonarios tienen que perder millones de dólares para llegar a donde están y los millonarios pierden miles y miles de dólares. O sea, es normal y es parte del proceso. Muchísima gente piensa que van a empezar a invertir y nunca van a perder plata, pero eso está muy lejos de la realidad. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que opinas? ¿Cuáles serían tus consejos para que la gente pudiera como normalizar el hecho de que en realidad el dinero es todo un proceso y como cualquier proceso uno gana así como también pierde?
Well, once you know how to make money, you're not afraid of losing it because you can make it. Like you become a money printing machine. That's how I think of myself. Like you can put any opportunity in my hands and tell me how he or she became successful and I'll do it. I could do that. It's just how much time do I have in a day and how many businesses am I running already and how can I scale those businesses? But you said a billionaire has to lose millions to be a billionaire and a millionaire has to lose thousands. The reality is that I really believe that billionaires lose billions in order to make billions and millionaires lose millions in order to make millions, okay? It takes money to make money, and the more money you make, the more money you're investing and throwing into different things. And, you know, a millionaire can lose $1 million because he can make another $1 million. Right? And he can make millions, right? And so that's the reality about it is that you can't be afraid of losing money because you already know how to make it. Like you made that money you lost. So what makes you think you can't make it again, right? You can make it again and again and again. And for me, the more I lose, the more I make, to tell you the truth, okay? The more I lose, the more I learn. And I always chalk up any losses that I have to business investments or experiences. I chalk it up to tuition. I call it tuition. That was the tuition that I paid in order to learn how to do that thing right, in order to master that thing, right? So it's never a loss for me. It's always a write-off in my head I paid for education. That's what I paid for. It was an expensive education, but because of that expensive education, I'm going to make a lot more money now. So.
¿De qué están compuestas tus inversiones en este momento? Contanos un poquito de tu portfolio.
It's diversified now. The older you get, the more you diversify. People that actually just put their money in one thing, they're in for a lot of tuition in the future. What I talked about, right? So I always like to spread my money in low to high risk investments. I'm in my early 40s, so I still have a lot more life to live. I have a lot more business to be done, so I can afford more risk, right? So I like more risky stuff, that has long-term growth potential. But of course, I have my money in real estate. I have my money in high fixed rate, interest accounts, money market accounts. I have my money in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs. But my favorite is actually insurance, because once you learn the power of cash value life insurance, it will change your life. Because most people they're putting in their money into things that they're taught at their jobs or things that their employee minded
Como
friends
una
are telling them
401k,
about my
Roth
401k.
IRA.
Well, I see many people today when I do retirement seminars, they have multi-million-dollar 401ks. It's crazy.
Wow.
So it's a big amount they see on paper, but what they don't know is how much is going to be taken from them when they take from it, when they
Claro,
start living off
aparte
it, all
los
the
taxes
taxes.
ahora los están apreciando y van a apreciar muchísimo más con la situación económica a nivel mundial de este momento.
And are taxes rising or not? They're rising. Okay, they have to rise. So for me, putting my money into things that will be taxed later on the bigger amount is kind of an uneducated thing, but that's the only thing people are educated on. We're never educated on tax-free investment growth. Why? Because the government won't get any of that. They will not get money from the money you make on tax-free investment strategies, so we're never taught it. You have to meet people who understand it. You have to know the people who know the tax codes. You have to know really good advisors like ourselves who can teach people that. So I love cash value life insurance because it's a tax-free growth investment strategy that can put me way ahead of my peers in retirement, that can give me access to an infinite banking concept type of account, and still, while I'm using my own money to invest in other things, my money is still making money on the full amount that I funded it the whole time. So it's crazy, but I love life insurance. And I'm learning more and more about it every day, but I'm well diversified in that. But you could say I'm diversified across every type of investment you can think of. But I would say over the last probably almost 10 years, I've been max funding life insurance, whether it's IULs, Index Universal Life. I also have whole life policies. That's my conservative cash value life insurance because it's a fixed amount for the rest of my life. So that's always going to be there. But I love IULs because because IULs have the potential to grow a lot more than a fixed whole life policy, but also they have the protection of when the market crashes, because it usually does 3 out of every 10 years, you never go below zero. So you have this wealth preservation with this huge potential for cash accumulation in an IUL. I love it.
Increíble. Algo que admiro, siempre lo digo, una de las cualidades que más admiro de vos es que sos una persona tan humilde. O sea, me sorprende muchísimo ver una persona con tanto poder adquisitivo que haya llegado a la libertad financiera y que se mantiene tan humilde. ¿Cuál es tu consejo para mantenerse humilde para toda la vida? Porque es como impresionante, tipo, cada vez que hay una clase vos sos el primero en estar ahí como alumno. Tipo, nunca te escuché agrandándote, nunca te escucho como de ninguna manera, siempre sos como la persona más humilde. ¿Cómo lo haces?
Man, I really think it's about, not letting money change you, because money will magnify you. That's what it is. So if you're a good person, it'll magnify it in a huge way. Okay? If you're a bad person, it'll magnify it in a huge way. Right? So for me, I've always been a good person. I came from nothing, and I know that God could take it from me at any time because I've built big businesses and lost big businesses. So I never get complacent or content, which means I never get too comfortable. Right, and I'm always at the edge of my seat. I'm always on my toes in business because there are always new things to learn. There are always new people coming up, right, who could take your spot, who can outperform you. So I always stay humble. I'm always a student. I don't try to show off or have an ego or be boastful. I'm always respectful to everybody. And because I'm calm, cool, and collected like that, and I'm always willing to learn and be a student, and I'm always learning new things and applying myself, I'm always making money. I'll always make more millions, but it's always good to be respectful along the way because, the more friends you make through the process, the more partners you have by your side, the further you're going to go. So like I said, humility is really the key to success. And those people who aren't humble always lose it all. They always say that, the rise comes before the fall. And most people with egos, usually, they're going to be humbled soon. So.
Después, yo sé que tenés una familia muy grande, tenés como 3, 4 hijos, ¿no? Hijastras, hijos, tenés una esposa. ¿Cómo haces para manejar tu tiempo entre inversiones, tus negocios y tu vida personal? Porque eso es algo completamente complicado, a mucha gente se le complica. Ya a veces con un simple trabajo y tener una familia a la gente se le complica. ¿Cómo le haces tú?
It sounds like I have this house full of kids, and but yeah, no, I do have 4 kids altogether. 2 are my stepkids that I raised since they were little, and I have 2 little girls of my own who are 12 and 14. My stepkids are already older and graduated high school, so they're in college and everything. But for me, when I build businesses that I can build from my home, from my computer, from my phone. I could be anywhere. I could be traveling on vacation with my laptop. During the day, my kids are at school. My wife's at home. I can go to the gym with her. When my kids are home from school, I'm there in my home office. I make sure I do their homework every night with them. I do their homework no matter what. That's my time with them. I try to attend as many sports and school activities as I can to be a present dad, which most employed people cannot do at all, right? So, but I live life on my terms. If I don't want to go to work today, I don't have to, right? I could set my schedule. I can, like I said, I live life on my terms. I set my schedule around my family, right? And even when my schedule interrupts my family time, I have a supportive wife who understands my business and knows that we have everything because of how hard he works.
¿Tú crees que la pareja es algo importante para el factor de llegar eventualmente a la libertad financiera o crees que las parejas no necesariamente son un factor tan importante?
You can ask any successful person, okay? It doesn't matter who they are. If there are problems inside the house, you can't focus on the stuff outside, right? So you need to have a supportive spouse. You need to be on the same page. You need to be transparent about what you do, what they do. You need to make them feel like they're involved in some way in what you're trying to build. And you got to make them feel important too. Like my wife, she's a stay-at-home mom. She's driving the kids around to school every single day. She probably feels like she's not very valuable, but really she's doing more than I'm doing. So you have to let her know that, like, dude, what you do, I wouldn't be able to do, like your job is even more important than mine. Like I have it easy, to be honest with you, right? Because I could be on my own, doing my own thing, having fun with new friends in an office, right? Going to lunch with Manny or that's different than someone at home, keeping the house clean, cooking the food, driving the kids to and from practice and everything else, making sure all their schoolwork's done, like all those things. It's just, both people have to appreciate each other and make each other feel like they're equally a part of everything that we have, right? Like I don't have the dream home I live in, the dream life I have because I've built this incredible business over my lifetime. I have that because I have a very supportive person at home who helps take care of my family, who keeps our house calm and in order, and it allows me to focus and do what I'm good at. Because if it was anything opposite than that, I wouldn't be able to even work. I'd be stuck in my own head all the time and depressed,
Wow, impresionante. ¿Cuáles son los errores típicos que ves en las personas que recién están comenzando a invertir y qué consejo tenés para ellos?
Most people, when they're starting off, they're afraid to take risks. And the younger you are, the more risks you can take, all right? Don't put your money into a savings account because it'll never make you any money. Don't put your money into a CD because those are for 7-year-olds, okay? Learn about cash value life insurance because it's a long-term play that can turn into millions of dollars for you. So if you're young enough to qualify for it, which you are, and you have great health, your money's going to grow a lot bigger and for a lot longer than any other investment you have, and it's tax-free. Okay. Other than that, don't be afraid to invest in the stock market or mutual funds. Okay, because you have to be diversified. There's your Roth IRA. I love the Vanguard 500, VFIX. That's what my Roth IRA funds are in. The stock market always goes up and down, but over the longer period of time, it's always hits record highs, and you always make money in that as well. But be diversified, take risks. Don't invest in the things that your parents or your grandparents tell you to put their money in because they have a whole different mentality and they grew up in a whole different generation. Every generation comes new investments, new strategies, right? And has more history behind it that can show you the long-term trends of investment. So I would just say that that's a mistake most people make is they're afraid to take risks and they listen too much to people who are older than them or people who invested before their time, right? And so that's what I would say.
Claro. Me encantó que hayas hablado de justamente los seguros de vida, en especial el IUL, porque en este momento histórico en el que estamos, yo creo que las inversiones indexadas son la mejor opción, porque justamente ahora las acciones están en su pico. Si las acciones se caen, nosotros tenemos que aprovechar a comprar acciones cuando estas estén bajas, no cuando están en su pico, están por caer. Entonces, tener una inversión que te dé esa protección tener una inversión que te dé la protección de la caída del mercado de la bolsa de valores ahora me parece súper fundamental y qué bueno que hayas tocado ese tema.
That's the truth. There's going to be plenty of time if we're talking about even younger people, there's plenty of time for you to put your money in the stock market. But like I said earlier, when we were talking about other things, timing is everything. When I bought all that real estate, that's a great investment, but it was at the top of the market, right? Anything that goes all the way up, it's going to come all the way down. And I bought it at the wrong time. I bought it at the very top. and I watched it go all the way back down to the bottom. The smart thing I would have done was, if I would have been experienced and educated enough, was to know that the stock market's been going up for so long, I'm going to wait for it to correct itself and go down. I'm going to buy at the bottom, like some of my very smart friends are, who are very wealthy today, even wealthier than I am today, because of that single moment in time where they bought at the right time. Okay. Same goes with the stock market today. We've been on an almost 15-year bull run that the stock market has gone up. You know the last time that that's ever happened?
2008.
Actually, never. Oh, 2008 was the crash or the real estate. But I'm saying the last time the market went on a straight up bull run for 15 years was never. Okay, never. And so if you're trying to put all your money in the stock market today, why? You're putting your money at the very end before it corrects. It'll go back up, don't worry, later. But wouldn't you like to buy it at the bottom than at the very top? Even if you miss the opportunity to put it in now and it grows another 10%, right? And you say, oh, I missed out at the 10%. Don't worry, it's going to drop even further now. It's timing. But in an IUL, you're putting your money in, which is tied to the market, but it's not in the market, which is incredible. The insurance company is paying you based on the performance of the market, which is great. That's what you want. But it's not in the market, so your money's protected that way. Okay.
Exactly.
Right. And on that day when that stock market crashes and it goes down to 5% and then to 0 and then to -5 and -20%, like it did in 2022, your money in an IUL is protected. It can never go lower than the floor, which is 0. So you don't lose 20% on when the market loses 20%. You lost nothing. Your money stayed the same, which is amazing. Okay. And when the market appreciates and jumps up 20%, okay, the trade-off for you is the IUL, the insurance company, is not going to give you the entire 20%. They're going to give you a portion of that. Let's say half. Okay. But that's an incredible peace of mind, because when the market's winning, you're always winning. But when the market's losing, you're never losing. All right. So over time, an IUL will actually perform better over time, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, than putting your money into the stock market for that same amount of time. It's been proven.
Ok, Mr. Becerra, cuénteme un poco. Usted ha perdido mucho dinero, pero ¿cuáles fueron las inversiones en las que más ha perdido, o cuál fue la pérdida más significativa que has alguna vez experimentado en tu vida?
Oh, there's many. By the way, you'll probably never meet any wealthy person who's never lost money. And also, you'll probably never meet a wealthy person who doesn't continue to lose money, right? They don't lose all their money. They lose money here, they lose money there, but they also make a lot of money there and there and there. That's why you're diversified, because you're going to always win some or you're going to lose some. If you put everything in one, when you lose it all. Okay? Even though, yeah, if you win, you can win it all. But anyways, so I've lost probably in every type of investment I've ever made. Okay, to be honest with you, right? But really, I've learned, where do I win more? Okay, and I win more in anything that's tax-free. Okay, that's what we talked about here today. But if you want to know what I lost money in, I lost money in investing with people that I trusted. Okay, in their businesses. I need to bet on myself more than I bet on other people, to be honest with you. Okay, so I've lost a lot of money investing in businesses with friends, and I learned a big lesson from that. All right. Most people don't treat business like you would, like you or I would. Okay. I've also lost money in new types of investments, like cryptocurrencies. Okay. I've made a lot of money in cryptocurrency as well, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Okay. But I too fell victim to the shitcoin. Okay. Which some people have won, but many people have lost. Okay. And there are many of them out there. I've lost money because I've held really risky investments too long. So you have to also know when to sell, when to cash in your investment. If you're in an investment and it's been 2 years and you've made 100% gain, what are you waiting for? 1,000%? What else can you make 100% gain in 2 years? So you got to be smart too, and you learn really from losing. You learn what not to do by doing it wrong first, and then you start planning better. So I've lost in buying NFTs. I've lost millions of dollars in NFTs. I've lost, because also, when it comes to investing, make sure you always have two-factor authentication on all of your devices, because in today's world with technology, anybody can enter your accounts. It's easy to find your information, and they can liquidate your accounts. I've lost money because I didn't secure my investments the right way, and I've lost millions because of that, right? But because of that, I'll never lose millions like that again, and I've learned through the process. So I can keep going on and on about different bets. I've bought stocks that I believed in that crashed, companies that eventually went bankrupt, But guess what? In a lot of those stocks that eventually crashed, they were up a lot at some point. And I was thinking it was going to go straight to the moon. When the reality is, as a savvy investor, again, you have to know when enough is enough, when you've made enough to move it into something else, right? To take some profit now, so to think of those things. But again, if you're on your way to financial freedom, if you want to make a lot of money, just expect to lose along the way, but expect to learn along the way so you can make a lot more.
También es importante informarse en leer, en especial en las inversiones variables, como por ejemplo las criptomonedas, tan volátiles que pueden subir mucho o bajar mucho. Muy importante leer sobre la utilidad de los proyectos de las criptomonedas. O sea, uno no puede empezar a invertir a lo loco. Es muy importante mantenernos informados. Y esto en todas las inversiones. No estoy hablando específicamente de criptomonedas, sino estoy hablando de absolutamente todas. ¿Y qué inversiones crees que son adecuadas para personas que no tienen tantos recursos? Es decir, que tienen ingresos limitados.
I mean, I sound like a broken record right now because I'm talking about life insurance, but it's the perfect investment when you have limited money because your goal is to grow. Your goal is to not have limited money anymore. How do I grow my money the quickest and never have it exposed to taxes? It's life insurance, right? And it's the way that your advisor designs that life insurance policy with the lowest possible life insurance on the policy, the lowest face value for maximum accumulation depending on what you're putting into it. So most people, they only have $100 a month or $150 a month or maybe $200 to $250 a month. It doesn't sound like a lot of money to be able to invest in anything, all right? Because you think it's going to take me forever to get to the top, but not with tax-free cash value life insurance, right? It's a perfect opportunity for you to put your money in play. The younger you are, the better it is. The healthier you are, the more it can grow even quicker. And the advisor keeps the life insurance low because the life insurance is just the vehicle that your money's in. That's what allows it to be tax-free because the tax code 7702, okay? But when you put it in there, your money's backed by a policy in case something happens. You never know, whether you're living or you pass away, that big, huge face value that's more than what you've put in could get advanced to you. So you win in that regard, but you're not expecting to use the life insurance ever, possibly. You're trying to grow your money because you're trying to grow your own bank, grow your own tax-free investment, grow your future retirement account. And the life insurance, the cash value IUL life insurance policy is the best place you can put your money, I would say, that I believe, if you're very limited on investing. Otherwise, you're going to take that same amount of money and put it into some tax later vehicle, and whatever you make, you're going to pay a ton of taxes on. So it's not going to really become what you think it is by the time you want to pull that money out or actually go spend it. In an IUL, what you see is what you get. And it's always tax-free.
Totalmente, estoy de acuerdo. El problema que igual tienen muchísimos latinos es que ellos creen que literalmente los seguros de vida son una estafa, y sí es verdad. En los países latinoamericanos algunas compañías han hecho cosas inescrupulosas, pero eso no significa que en Estados Unidos no sea así. Aparte acá, los seguros de vida están recontra regulados, es decir que son una de las industrias más seguras. O sea, hay una razón por la que el banco tiene dinero en este tipo de cuentas. Y qué bueno que a vos te guste tanto la IUL y qué bueno que estés tan informado acerca del tema, porque eso es algo increíble. IUL, sin lugar a duda, así como seguro de vida, así como los seguros de vida en general, son una inversión increíble. Por donde lo mires, ya sea por crecimiento 100% libre de impuestos, ya sea por cuestiones de seguridad y ya sea porque la protección que te dan, y a tu familia también. Bueno, si los millonarios ponen su dinero en una IUL, también deberías hacerlo tú. Recuerden que las inversiones que le utilizan las masas no siempre son las mejores. Y recuerden que para invertir tenemos que estar en momentos históricos adecuados. Si tenés miedo, déjalo a un lado porque el miedo no te va a llevar absolutamente nada. Persistí, trabajá duro y vas a ver que en muy poco tiempo vas a ver los resultados. Muchas gracias, Calvin, por haber estado en esta entrevista. Si me quieren dejar saber en los comentarios quién es la siguiente persona a la que les gustaría que la entrevisten. Y bueno, espero que les hayan gustado este tipo de podcast. A partir de ahora los voy a hacer más seguido. Y la idea es que entre todos podamos crecer y todos ustedes puedan llegar a la libertad financiera. Muchas gracias, Calvin.
Thanks, Kriss. Appreciate you. Look forward to the next time.
Bye bye.
See ya.